Okay, I got ahead of myself. I didn't mean to get this far without y'all. But I've been sick the last couple of days. So I'm not all there. I was going to show you. I'm putting the handle on, and I haven't looked to see what failed in this one yet. Some of the rubber, I'm going to call them rubber bushings. I couldn't, that's the part that goes into that anti-vibe. And you have to take this screw off the top of that, because look how right here's the handle that was on it, or still is on it, and it had these little rubber, see there's another one, these little rubber bushings. Yes, I'm doing this on my grill. That's rubber, so that lets it give. You see this rubber right here? That lets it move. And then those little rubber bushings, and that's it. All it is, this mounts right here. I've been looking at it. This right here mounts, and it's got two rubber bushings. Now how it crooked on me, I can't figure it out. Like, I was looking at these rubber bushings to see if they like the spring warped. I don't see a spring per se, but I'm sure this acts as a spring, and they look pretty good shape to me. So I was looking, and see it goes in, let me show you, so you know what I'm talking about. This goes right there, right? And that one goes right there, and there's a rubber piece on the front that goes there. That keeps, you know, that lets it spin. So I don't know why it kept it over there. I don't even know how that's possible. This minds want to know. So they did change it. Here, let me show you without losing everything. I want to keep this stuff because I'm going to put the handle back together when I'm done. Because I'm going to keep it. Unless Husqvarna wants it, I will give it to them. Whoop, whoop. See, this thing does not move. Like, period. Huh. And it don't move. And then here's the replacement part. Right here. So, if that's the adjustment, that's tightening and loosening, this will go right in its place. Like that right there. Or rather, like that. So they did change it, but I don't understand. Here's the old one. Yeah, don't look at that. That's what my clamp done. And here's the new one. So, they changed it. Let me show you what dude showed me. He's like, I told him, I said, man, I said, I want Husqvarna to put rubber. And right there is what goes to your kill switch. I want rubber around this to make it more comfortable in that. And he was like, well, we spend more money on our trigger assemblies, on our trigger. And I made an off-color joke to him. You know, I talked to him just like I do to y'all, because that dude's cool as can be, and I busted on it a little bit, but then he did this number to it. He grabbed this freaking trigger. I ain't gonna be able to do this one until I take it off. Yeah, I'll do it on the brand new one. Yeah, I'm gonna make a mess. He grabbed this trigger. See if I can do it. And with his finger, check this out. Check this out. I can do it all the way to the front, but I don't want to. Look at that. So I always made fun of it being flimsy and stuff, and I wasn't brave enough to do that. But he just grabbed it and done it hard and fast. That's what she said. And after seeing that, I mean, you can do it any way you want to, and it ain't gonna break. So he won me over. I'm not gonna lie. Well, you see that right there? That strip of plastic. You see that? There is no good way to get that off. Alright, this was very crude, but as I was backing this out with my mini impact, my 1/4 inch impact, This is plastic, and it was holding that nut, and it just fell on the ground. It was very crude of me. I tried to put a flathead in here to put tension, but it was just hollowed out. And there's it. And luckily I've got this little sucker, a mini hacksaw, and this plastic so easily, it just, and it allowed me to get a flathead. It allowed me to get pliers and hold this for the impact to get it off. So now it's off, and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, here's a good time to check your head. And there's your solid cable from Husqvarna. Solid shaft, not a cable. Like a 94R has a solid steel cable, but it's a flex shaft. Husqvarna has you see that solid shaft? So you can use a brush cutter or whatever you want, but that ain't what I was talking about. Here, like extremely hot. However, it sounds good. Nothing wrong with it. I can't turn it and hold the phone at the same time. Here, let's get closer. I just put this cap back on there. There's grease in there. Take this off, and this stuff will slide. I guess I can show you doing one thing, can I? Here, see if I can do this with one. I was going to use my Hercules set, but I had to charge it. I love those Hercules from Harbor Freight. So I can show you that. Using these cheap bits. Bit holder sucks. So this will come off the front. Look how naked he is. Hold on. Let me see if I can y'all see that? That's why you keep your trimmer cleaned. So here's the handle. Here's the trimmer. Here's the little rubber part that goes on the front of the handle. Oh, look how dirty I am because of this bull crap. See, this is why you let a garage do this for y'all. Don't be stupid. Take it into the shop. It don't matter if you're a half-time, part-time mechanic. If you got a warranty, why not? You know what I'm saying? This is just me being bullheaded. Hold on. Alright. It's off. God, man. So, my Husqvarna is not a trimmer anymore. It's an engine with a shaft on it. And there goes some bolts that I need. Well, I'll get them in a minute. Man, I hope I don't... There we go. Messed my phone up. Anyway. He ain't nothing now. He's not a trimmer or nothing. Like I said, solid steel shaft. I was going to take it off there at the head unit, but it was just easier taking it off this way. Alright, let's go get my parts on the grill. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I'm filming the conclusion. I done put it back together. It's perfect. Not only is it perfect, it is tight. It's never been that tight since I've owned it. I'm almost thinking, here's what I'm thinking. I know, hold your seatbelts. That it was messed up when I got it from the factory. I just didn't know no better. Because I was watching my old videos and I noticed it was already, look at that. Man, that couldn't be tight as a, well, almost, you know, tight as a something, something, something. I put him back together, put his head back together, put the handle back. I had to take the handle, everything off. I had to take that off, had to seat that. So let's conclude this. Right here was the original piece, if you remember. It has two bushings. Crap, did I lose it again? Okay. Let's go over this process, kids. Alright, this goes on the shaft. Yes, I messed it up because the nut twisted into the plastic. But anyway, here's all that the anti-vibe is. I assumed there was a spring in there. So I never had one apart, but there's not. There's two rubber bushings. I'm calling them bushings because I want to. It allows it to move up and down a little bit in there. So this end is facing the engine. You see that? Alright. Now it goes on the axis inside of the trimmer. You see right? You know, I might be right. Look at that. What I was thinking is that this thing, when they put it together at the factory, what my idea was is that it pinched it at the factory. Do you know what I mean by pinched? Let's look for evidence. It'd be hard to see evidence on a rubber unless it's just... It looks pretty... It's been rolled up. I think that's what happened. I think when they built this thing, look, see how that's right there? I think it's pinched. Do you know what I mean by pinched? Like, you see how that goes all the way down here? It could have been pinched up somehow in a bind, or it could have been just forced, because when I took it apart it fell right out, so I don't know. One side fell out and one side stayed in. So when they put it together, it could have pinched. You see, like right here. See how I've got it pinched? Alright. See, I'm holding it, but it's pinched. See, when I let go, it's going to kick back. So that could have been what was pushing it. Literally pushing it sideways. I don't know that. I'm just trying to... You can tell something happened right here. That's part of the rubber off this bushing. Right there. That could have been the whole... See, ain't nothing on this side. Right there. You see it? I think that's what it was. I think it was pinched. So this will be helpful if you take one of these apart. Like this one completely fell apart, so I had to figure it back out, which it's not hard. Such a simplistic yet effective design. See? It won't go on the throttle because it's being held right there. Now watch, when I depress this, the plastic spring, see it right there is the spring. It's just molded into the trigger. When you push up, you see that? Well, the trigger would be like this because it'd have tension from the throttle cable. And then it would allow it to move, you see that? But then when you let go of it, and this would have tension on it, right? From the throttle to the carburetor, the cable, throttle cable, it would go and lock. So then you're like, oh, it won't go with gas. But see how it is? And this right here is where the rubber bushing goes. You see how that's cut out on both sides? That rubber bushing is, what I do with it? Right here. So that's the new one. So as you can see, you can't even see in there hardly now. The other one you can see. Yeah, they fixed it. There was a bigger gap here before, because that's how I got that hose clamp to work. Yep, I'm happy. Very, very happy.